Hey, what's going on, guys? All right, I'm trying to get everything all ready for us to kick off the live stream here, but just a kind of hectic scramble to get everything all set up. You guys can hear me okay? See me okay? What's going on? Dante is here. Favorite Gunpla YouTube when 204 Toys is offline. Ah, thank you. Let's see. Kimberly is here. Hello. Rick, Revan. I built and painted MG Act Guy. Oh, nice. Not ever built that one before. What about the Marcosius? Oh, no. Yes, of course, the Marcosius. It is right here. Behind my stack of boxes. Here's what I'll do for you on the Marcosius build. I'll take it out of the drawer so it's out and therefore one step closer to being worked on to be finished. I will set this right over here. And it's getting closer. Okay. But as for today, of course, we're working on the Age-1 full Glansa. Don't want my box to knock over anything there. Okay. And just gonna get some stuff in order for us. We are gonna have, let's see. There's gonna be some sticker stuff here as well. I'm just gonna, if I can get these out of the box, so we'll kind of set those there. I will have to grab my tweezers in just a second, but let's get to going. How the manual has you build this kit is actually building it as just the regular Age-1 flat first, and then you can kind of build it up as the full Glansa. So I'm gonna try to just kind of do everything all at once. That'll mean a little bit of bouncing around in the manual, but that's okay. Let's see. You should be fine. I mean, you sound fine. Oh, thank you. It's real. Yes, the Marcosius build. Yeah, I told you I had it nearby, and it was kind of almost done. Although I feel like going like for a work in progress that I set aside so long ago. Now, once I go to actually finish it up, I'm probably gonna find more things that that I wanted to do with it. Had I different. Or additionally than if I had just finished it at that time, you know. It's sort of like if you had the ability to do a custom build and then a couple years later go back and redo certain aspects of it. But because of the fact that it's not at all painted or anything yet, I kind of have the opportunity to do that. So anyway, yeah, I will. But how's everybody doing? Ramma's there on Twitch. Let me see. We are going to need some stickers. No, not for the torso part, at least not yet. So we can get to going on this, and I'll go grab my tweezers in just a moment. We are going to need some poly caps here. So I have built the Age-1 normal before, and I have built the HG version of the full Glansa. So this will be kind of a combination of two builds that I've sort of done before in different ways, but I am a big fan of this design. It's a cool design. When it's all put together, there's a few one too many colors going on, I think, for my taste, the color scheme of it. But I think with some tweaks to the color scheme, a really good looking design here for this one. So I like it. What do you guys think about it? I know Age is not the most popular series, but I think this is a pretty general consensus amongst people that will acknowledge that the model kits are quite nice. I think we can all agree on that. Anybody who's ever built them, the HG kits are great, the MG kits are great. There's not a lot of the MG kits. There's really only a few options. I've not ever really heard that much about the Dark Hound, actually, to be honest. but if it's anything like the other, it's sure good. Because it's basically just based off of the Age-1 or 2. Which one is it? The Dark Hound is based off of. I'm not sure actually. Would be kind of. I mean, like I was never really too much into the design, but considering that this will be my third MG Age kit after. Well, actually, I take that back. So I built the regular Age-1, the Age-1 Sparrow, the Age-2 in the form of the rollout colors version, another P-Bandai kit of that. So since I've built like a few of them, it would be kind of nice to check out the Dark Hound as well. It's not that bad, but quite average anime series, Revan says. Age-1 MG is on my wish list, as it should be, Blaze. Age-1, I mean, I really can't say enough about the Age-1 MG kit and its different forms. I've not built the tightest, but I can only assume that it's good. It's very popular. Whenever that kit gets reprinted, it does seem to sell out pretty well. I think it's just also just because it just doesn't really get reprinted all that much. But anyway, yeah, I can absolutely recommend this line of master grade kits, whichever release like ultimately you want to go for. I will say, why does building this torso seem so unfamiliar to me after having built the MG Age-1, like I said, a couple of times now at this point? Gotta say, putting this together doesn't really feel familiar to me for some reason. I don't know. Maybe just, and I even painted the Age-1 Sparrow, so I should be pretty familiar with the build, but I don't know. For some reason, it's not clicking with me yet. To be fair, this is the main core of the torso inner frame, which I would not have disassembled any more than this when it comes to painting it. So it could just be that I just don't really recall this aspect of the design that much. But let's see. Okay. That's not. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I kind of vaguely remember this part of like the shoulder design because it's kind of weird. So that just pops on and clicks into there, right? Yeah. Okay. But what I wanted to say was, how are you guys all doing? Hello, I'm here to watch how a pro builder builds. Welcome, Chris. You know, I was actually not like exactly to what you're talking about, Chris, but I actually was having some thoughts earlier. I saw something earlier today that kind of got me thinking, and you'd be a good person actually to talk to about that. I don't want to talk about it now on stream because it's not really for everyone's ears kind of conversation, but something I wouldn't mind chatting with you about at a later time, about pro Gundam modeling, as it were. There is a pilot figure, although the instructions don't say to include that. I'm gonna put it in there anyway. I think it's just because this being like a P-Bandai kit, and maybe pilot is supposed to be different than whoever this pilot is that we have. Is it Flit, right? The pilot that we have included with the Age-1. Just gonna go ahead and grab my tweezers to help me get the pilot into place here. We'll need the tweezers in just a moment for putting on some stickers. So might as well as use this now, because I'm having some real trouble getting this pilot into the seat. Come on. All right, what's the problem here? That gives me your give me your favorite Marcus Aurelius quotes. Let's see. What's your favorite series and why is it G Fighter? G Fighter is up there. I do like it. Okay, Marcus Aurelius quotes. I can paraphrase some stuff for you, but I don't know. I'll say like one of my favorite paraphrased quotes. It's more like a concept. My favorite ideas, I guess, or Stoic philosophical tenets, kind of popularized by Marcus Aurelius as well. Would it be? Yeah, I guess so. Is the idea that basically, like, to very, very simply paraphrase it, like anything that anyone else can do, you have it in your power to do as well. And like what that means is just that, like, whatever other people can do, like no one was necessarily like supernaturally gifted something that you were not, as in, like, you know, basically you can do anything just by like working hard at it or just practicing or whatever. So it just means that, like, you shouldn't be like envious, I guess, or like if someone can do something that, like, you think like, wow, that's amazing, I could never do that, basically means like you shouldn't think like that. You should think that, like, you know, you can admire people for what they can do. And I mean, I think it's probably fair to think that, you know, that you couldn't do, I don't know, like, say for example, like swimming in the Olympics for something is something that I would never be able to do, and for a number of different reasons, you know, my age and just everything else, you know, all things considered, realistically it's not something that I'm ever going to do. But you know, it's that's what that person chose to do, kind of thing. And so that's what made them able to do it. Supposed to be kind of to not let yourself get down about feeling inferior or feeling like other people have something that you don't have. It's just that you choose to do what you're going to do, and other people may have chose other things that led them to be able to do things that you can't do. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I'm trying to explain it while also trying to juggle these pieces and get them attached into here, because now I do definitely remember this part of the build that, like, doesn't stay together until you get this connected into here, and it's very annoying. This little bit, it's like the computer screen sort of like monitor part of the cockpit that like folds down once you actually have it all put together. But that's one of the problems. The other problems is like the chest vents also don't really stay in there until you have everything all put together. So it's kind of annoying. I'm trying to get this in there and it's still not quite right. Come on. I did see, let's see, Brian and Travis, say what's going on? Brian and or Travis, if Travis is there, hello as well. Or if it's just you, Brian. But hey, guys. All right, gonna try this once again, carefully. The problem is like trying to get this, there we go, okay. Placed together whilst not popping out any of those parts in the process. So, okay. All right, whew. Anyway, let's see. Hi, Zach. I had the same difficulty installing the pilot in my G Gundam model. Yeah, it happens from time to time. A lot of times, just kind of the way the pilot seat is designed on some of these kits, it's kind of hard to get the pilot figure in there. Trav says, howdy, howdy. Let's see. Henry said, thanks to USA Gundam, I ordered the Freedom 2.0 and Curios last night. Excited to get the kits. Oh no, you just ordered it last night? You missed the Thanksgiving sale. Darn. But cool kits though, so can be excited about that. Now for the A in the chest to make the flat white, little joke there for you coffee drinkers. You do have the clear part for that. It's like a clear orange part for the A in there, but we're not going to use that for this particular build. for this particular version of the design, I guess I should say. So yeah, this part of the cockpit like slides out. Oh, got a little nub on there that I missed apparently. Okay, that's not helpful. All right. Where were we? So we pull that part out. This gray part fits onto there. And then white part fits around that. Yeah, shouldn't be quite that rickety. Let's try that again. There we go. I'm gonna have to pull these pieces apart again. This torso is not cooperating very well at the moment. Will you do some Gunpla gift guide 2023 for this Christmas? I've never really done that, and just because I would feel like it's kind of difficult to do logistically, because I mean, like, I don't want to recommend, like, I could recommend some Gunpla kits that are like that haven't even been reprinted recently, or if I recommend ones that have been reprinted, I mean, like, are they actually available, or are they going to be in stock? You know, and what's in stock here in the US may not be available, may not be in stock in like other places in the world, so it's kind of difficult to do that. I mean, like, I could make the list and just say, like, I don't know what you can actually find on the list, but here's a list of some cool kits to buy. It would more so be basically like a kind of, here's a list of some kits that have come out recently that I think are particularly cool that I would recommend to you guys. I mean, like, I could do something like that. I mean, just because I usually do a like, then in January, after the year is done, I do my kind of like best of the year, and I've usually done like kind of a few different things. I'll do like a best and worst of 2023, for example, type of video. So because I do that, it's kind of a little bit redundant to maybe like in December do a gift guide, say like, here are some kits that have come out recently that I really recommend, and then next month in January say, here are some lists that here are some kits that came out last year that I really recommend. It'd be kind of like making the same video twice, essentially. There might be some slight differences in like in what actually makes the list or not, but you know what I mean. So that's why I've never really done that. But I mean, if you guys, I mean, I guess what I could do, and I mean, maybe this is not exactly what you were looking for, but I mean, I think this is something, I guess, which would kind of make a little bit more sense, considering my position being located here at USA Gundam Store. What would, I think, probably make more sense to do for me would be to do like a video on the USA Gundam TV channel, and like mention and like just go through like some kits that we actually have in stock here at USA Gundam. Like, here's some recommended kits for this year that are currently in stock now, kind of thing. It's like, maybe that's a bit more kind of like corporate than what you had in mind, but I mean, I think that's like something that would kind of make sense. And like over on my channel, I could just do like my normal video, like in January, like looking back, here are some of the best kits from last year, kind of thing. I mean, in my mind, that's probably what would make the most sense for me to do. But if you guys would really like to see like some kind of gift guide, I mean, feel free to let me know and maybe kind of give me some sense of how you think that might work, or how exactly that might look. You know what I mean? So, all right. Interestingly, the neck joint for this Gundam, normally you would think that you would build the neck at the same time that you're building like the torso, or maybe like at the same time that you build the head, but nope. You build the torso, then the head, then the arms, then the neck, like just randomly. To actually, no, is it? Yeah. After building the arms, you build the neck to be able to put the head onto the torso, but you don't put the arms on the torso at that point. We're just still leaving the arms off to the side and then continuing on to building the waist section next. It's a kind of a weird order here to how everything goes together, but okay, there's our torso. So I did go ahead and just put the Glansa parts there on the chest. It's basically just a couple parts here added to the chest as far as the torso section goes. There'll obviously be much more substantial aspects added onto other parts of the build. And I hope that we will finish in time, although looking at the clock, we may not be able to finish the build here today. I may have to finish off camera, but I'll do my best. We'll see how far we can get with this. RG Kshatriya is not going to happen. We'll put money on. Oh, yeah, that's definitely not happening ever. No. TT Warrior, what's going on? It's unlikely, but after the Xiang and Shinanju, I feel like it's not as unrealistic as it used to be. Yeah, Dante, I mean, that's a good point, that the Xiang and the Shinanju both got RG kits. Yeah, it's a fair point. But I mean, look how large the HG Shinanju is. I mean, the HG Shinanju box is larger than the RG Xiang box, and much larger than the RG Shinanju box. So I mean, if you think about like an RG Kshatriya would need more runners than the HG, obviously, so it would need like an even like much larger box. It would be a gigantic box. It'd be like far and away the largest thing we've ever had in the real grade line. So I just think that's like logistically and just like all the runners and the production cost and everything of that, I think is probably what would make it not likely that we would get an RG Kshatriya. The other reason is just that it's not the main protagonist from a series. It's like a secondary like antagonist, I should say. It's like a secondary antagonist. Popular, yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, so far we haven't ever seen anything quite like that. There's very, very few antagonist mobile suits in the RG line in general, and they're usually just like lead antagonist suits. I guess you could argue like Char Zigok, is that like a lead antagonist suit? That's just like one of his antagonist suits in the line, but it's still a Char mobile suit, so I think that's probably gives that a little bit more of a kind of boost, just being a Char suit. But yeah, I don't know about the Kshatriya. I mean, hey, I would love it. I'm a big fan of the design. It would be cool. I would say I would still think it's probably very, very unlikely. But hey, I definitely would not have guessed the narrative Gundam to be the next Verka. So there you go. Just kind of realizing now at the moment that I almost completely forgotten about that on our last live stream over there on USA Gundam TV. Adam and I had our live stream last week, and we were talking about like what are the upcoming kit releases, and yeah, I don't think that I remembered at all that was even coming out. Okay, so we've got some clear, like mirror finish stickers, like kind of special stickers that go on the back side of these clear parts, which are pretty nice. Make them very, very shiny. If I can get this peeled up properly, it's like not peeling the sticker, it's peeling up the paper. Here we go. Alright. Oh, that reminds me, Zach, is Adam in the office today? He is here today. He's not here at the moment. He should be getting back in a little bit. I'm not sure exactly. Around 4 or something, maybe, I guess. Do you need him? What's up, Mr. Capcom? What's going on, man? Yeah, Chris, if you need to talk to Adam or something, I can try to listen for when he's coming back. Try to get him on the line. I know he missed your guys' recording session last week. He told me about that. Well, the Zoid's 40th Liger Zero Phoenix has only been confirmed to be in the works. Just official pre-order date. I'm not sure what that's about. So where and when is the USA Gundam Store moving? And will the shop be closed when it's in the moving process? So Kid Robot, we're moving. Like if you've been here recently, you may have seen that like right behind the building that we're in now, like literally right behind here, they're building a new warehouse building. That's where we're moving. Like just literally 100 feet that way. So not having to move very far. But yeah, the shop and I think like most operations will be closed. We won't be able to do much during that time. I don't know exactly what Adam's plan is as far as like if we are gonna try to keep like 1 or 2 people on like trying to process orders to make sure that orders can continue to be going out at that time, or if we're just gonna say like let everybody know like no orders are going out for this week because we're in the process of moving. I don't know exactly how it's going to go, but I know we're anticipating that it's going to be like at least a week-long process to just like get everything moved over. Fortunately, we don't have to move everything far, but it's still just like a lot of stuff to move from one building over to another and get everything all set up and organized. And you can just imagine there's a lot of stuff involved in that. But as far as when that's going to happen, well, it was supposed to be like 2 years ago. So at this point, not really too sure. Probably maybe February is kind of what we're guessing is going to be. So they kind of have started putting the roof on the building, but there's still a lot. I mean, like once the roof's on, then they still have to do all the interior stuff, like all the plumbing and electrical work and building the interior office space and everything like that inside the building. Right now all they really have is just like the outside walls, and that's kind of about it. So all right, there's the head. The head does not have any additional armor that goes on there for the full Glansa, so that's basically done. I do have do I want to put the sticker on the eyes? I kind of do want to put those stickers on the head. I think I will. So ultimately, when it comes to painting the kit, I would just paint these sections in black so that you can still have that nice clear part. But without doing that, I think it's probably going to look better with these stickers on here. So it's going to go with that for now. Oof. Although trying to get this sticker in here once the head is already assembled is going to be a little bit more challenging. Should have done that ahead of time, but I also don't have... Oh, yes, I do. I was going to say, I don't have a toothpick on hand to help with the sticker, but I have this whole drawer of toothpicks. Yes. It's still like... It's literally 10 years ago, if not 11 years anyway, 10 years, 11 years anyway, that I bought this pack of toothpicks, and I still have a lot left. Been going off the same toothpicks for more than 10 years. Yeah. All right, yeah, that definitely looks a lot better. I mean, the clear part looks nice if you're gonna paint in the details, whatever, but not doing that right now, so the sticker will do the job. Arms next. So I think what I'm gonna do for now, just because like I said, I'm not sure if we'll have enough time to finish everything, is do just one of the arms and one of the legs and try to get to like all the extra equipment and everything, and then if we have time, we'll come back and do the second arm just so you guys can kind of see how some of the other equipment and everything is going to look. Could you ask him if he got my last message regarding the art student? I will ask him about that, Chris, if I remember. Recording with Adam next year. God damn. When are you guys going to have me on another episode again? Maybe. Well, let me talk to you later, Chris, about what I want to ask you about. And I don't know, maybe it will turn out to be a good idea for an episode that you guys want to do. Although I don't exactly know how that might work, but it's something we can talk about later. Anyway, I think I will be... yeah, I know. Thank you. I think I will be just working on some kits tonight at home. I'm not sure. It just kind of depends on how my wife is feeling. If she's kind of feeling tired and wants to just go to bed. We were talking about watching a movie or something tonight, but I'm not sure. If she ends up just wanting to go to sleep, then I might take some time to work on some kits. In which case, I'll message you and maybe we can chat at that time, Chris. Later tonight, if you're going to be around. Okay. Yeah, for some reason, like this part of the construction also feels sort of unfamiliar. You know, again, it's just kind of strange considering that I've basically built this kit twice before. Oops, that's not right. Yeah. If want to try some besides toothpicks, I have old bamboo reed pen left over from college. I swear by. Yeah, that's the thing why my toothpicks last so long is that like I'll use them until like you can't possibly use them anymore. I'll like still keep using it, and like even once the tips like, you know, like covered in paint or like you know, just like completely worn down or something, whatever, I'll just like cut off that part and then just use a shorter toothpick. I'll just like kind of sharpen it a little bit. So I use those things until it's absolutely impossible to use any more of it. That's what kind of helps to make them last that long, but don't necessarily recommend that. Okay. Thinking like, why doesn't this part seem like that's gonna go together like it should? But there we go. One thing that I love about the just Age of design in general, but especially with the fact with the master grade, just because it has these little cutout vent details on some of these parts like that. It's just such a cool little unique aspect of the design that you don't really see on too many kits. So it's not like toothpicks are super expensive. They're not expensive at all, so you really don't need to try to squeeze that much use out of them, but I do. And so I mean, there you go. I bought one pack, and the pack that I bought was I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure it was probably from Daiso in Japan. So it was probably like $1 for like 300 or 500 whatever pack of toothpicks that I've been using for now 10 years. So I've certainly got my dollar's use out of it. But yeah, you definitely don't need to be that that stingy with your toothpick use. And that just kind of also is just kind of a good thing to keep in mind just for tool use in general. Because that can sometimes, like with toothpicks, it's probably not that big a deal. But like with other things, like that can actually cause you more problems than it's worth sometimes. Like just trying to stretch as much use as you can out of like different tools or paints or something like that, where it's just better, much better to, you know, like with fresh one kind of thing. So sometimes it's okay to be cheap about your stuff, and other times it's kind of better to not do that. Let's see. The reed pen's nicer to hold. Yeah, it's probably true. PC13. Certainly got lots of polycaps here with this one. Actually, 2 of these. All right. So question for everybody. Did you or did you not have a good weekend? What did you do? What did you build? I built a kit over the weekend, which I don't do as much. I do a little bit, but not too much these days. Do I build anything usually on the weekends? Like, still build stuff like at home. Sometimes it would be like on a weeknight or something. Not as much as I used to, and yeah, definitely not as much on the weekend. But I did this weekend. I built this kit, which I'll show you in just a moment. Well, maybe I won't show you. I'm busy over here. What I built over the weekend was the HG Psycho Doga, another premium Bandai kit, actually. But yeah, I built that over the weekend. A fairly quick build, just because it's based off the based off of the Gyaradoga, which is not a very new kit. I don't remember. It's probably about 10 years old, something like that, if not older than that. So would have been like an older HG. So it's not super complicated. But it's a cool build. I love the design of the Psycho Doga. Very, very cool. So it was a fun one. A ton of leftover parts. But you basically have like not half of another kit, but you have about, I don't know, a third of another kit. It's just like leftover parts in that kit. There's a lot of leftovers. All right. I say, as much as I love the MG Age kits, I'm not a huge fan of the finger design on them, having like the swappable finger parts. There's another nub that I missed. Nah, I must have been in a big hurry. I was just not very focused cleaning up the nubs on these parts. Don't recall, but yeah, not a huge fan of the swappable fingers. There's our arm, which, how does the arm, oh yeah, that's why we don't put the arms onto the body quite yet, because the connection part for the arms is something that you build later. Right? Or did I miss that? Where did I miss that? Oh, there it is. Okay. Ow! That's not the first time that I've done that, and that's dangerous. I have this scriber. Speaking of like long wooden handles being more comfortable, this is a scriber with this very long. I don't know why the handle is this huge, but I got this. I've actually not even ever really used it that much. I don't even remember what the what the size. I think it's like a 0.5 millimeter. It's pretty small. Anyway, I just like have it here on my desk and it's like sticking out. So that's happened before too, and like I reach up to grab something and I'll just like stab my finger on it. Not fun. Alright, so yeah, this part goes on there, and that's what will allow us to put this onto here. Oh my. There we go. Oh, there's just stuff falling off all over the place over here. There we go. Kind of funky. Don't ever really remember having too much issue with this part of the build before, but okay. There we go. The rest of these parts are, so that's the just arm, the basic arm, and then the rest of these are full Glansa parts. So I'm gonna skip to that section of the manual so that we can put these on here. All right, some parts for the shoulder. As a pro modeler, how many bottle paints have you dropped in your life? Actually, very, very few. The last time I remember like making a mess by dropping any paint probably was when I lived in Japan, which was in 2012, 2013. I dropped a paint bottle and made a mess in my apartment there. And I don't think I ever really have since then. I think I've maybe like made a mess with some paints by, I don't know, like just like some overspray or something like that. But yeah, I haven't dropped too many bottles of paint before. And the one that I dropped in Japan, if I remember correctly, I think it was lacquer. So that was a problem. And I think it was pink lacquer, if I remember correctly. So yeah, that wasn't good. But, well, they ended up charging me like a lot. When I moved out of that apartment, I ended up, so basically what they did was, because like the company that I worked for also owned the apartment complex that I was living. And so basically what they did, it's not like how normally if you have like damages in like an apartment here in America or something like that, whatever, they would, any damages, they would take it out of your security deposit. I didn't have a security deposit. So any damages, like when I moved out, they just took it out of my last pay. So my last paycheck was like severely cut because they had like different stuff that they were trying to say what was like wrong with the apartment. And, like, I tried arguing with my boss about it a little bit, but I just realized like it was just going nowhere. So I was like, all right, F it. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm out of here. That job sucked. That company sucked. That job sucked. Living in Japan was great. My apartment was like fine. It wasn't anything too like awesome or anything. It wasn't like a crazy cool apartment. It had like it was a all right view. It was like on the 3rd floor, which like in more suburban, in like a suburban area of Japan, like 3rd floor, you know, most houses and apartments around in like suburban Japan are usually like 2 floors generally, sometimes 3rd floor. So being up on the 3rd floor, like my balcony kind of looked out, I had like a nice view. But yeah, the job in general, I mean, it was just not good. So I was very happy to quit that job, but at the same time it was like, I mean, it was bittersweet, right? So yeah, and then them docking so much of my pay for some like dumb damages in the apartment was annoying. What's your least favorite step of a fun build? Least favorite step. Sanding is pretty tedious, and it can be kind of satisfying in a way. Getting the kit all like crispy and nice, but also, yeah, it's just like tedious. Like, especially on a kit like this, there'd be a lot of sanding involved. I don't think that it would ultimately be very fun, but decals can also be very tedious if you don't have a decal sheet like this. For example, comes with decals and comes with a decal guide. So all you do is just, I mean, assuming you want to do the decals as they're designed, you just follow the decal guide and just cut, boop, cut, boop, cut, boop, put them all on. Easy. But if you don't have a guide and you're just doing it based off of, you know, just some high Q decals or whatever, and it takes much, much longer. For me anyway, I don't know. I like to take the time to make the decals like look, not that like if you don't take the time the decals look bad, but I mean there's a certain art form to it, right? And it takes time to get the decals right. So yeah, it's the hours of just looking back and forth at the decal sheet and look back at the kit and thinking like, is this the right decal for this spot right here? Let's see. Building on the leg now. I'm gonna skip doing the second arm for the moment, just to try to make sure to show you guys as much as I can. Because I think we're probably gonna run out of time before finishing the build today. So I'll just show you one arm and one leg for the time being, and then if we have time, I'll come back to the other ones. All right. I was doing so good, finding all the pieces that I needed like really quickly. Now, kind of having some trouble for this part for the back of the foot. But here we go. Another interesting thing about this kit in particular is that it's the designer's color version. So aside from being the Gundam Age-1 full Glansa, and then in parentheses, it's designer's colors version. So the colors are slightly different than just like the regular MG Age-1. So you could, if you really wanted to, just build this as just the regular Age-1 normal or the Age-1 flat or whatever. And just have it be in a little bit different colors than the standard version. And then I guess you could like take the full Glansa parts and then add them onto your regular Age-1 normal or something, whatever. Anyway, so you have options there, which is kind of cool. The kit is molded in a little bit different colors than the standard version. Oh hooey. Let's see. I skipped using the correction sticker for the legs on this unit when I built it, as I'm not really going to be shown on the display. Oh yeah, for the knees. Yeah. I'll probably put them on there, but I guess they are going to be covered up, so it really doesn't matter. Yeah, to make the flat or the Age-1 as the base. Yes, so I think that would be going like all the way back to the beginning. Basically, right? Well, I mean, what makes it as the flat is basically just the part in the chest, right? It doesn't even, in the manual, it doesn't say like you could also use the clear part instead of the flat part. Although, I mean, it's pretty easy to figure out on your own, but it doesn't necessarily like say it in the manual. Interestingly, I would have expected that it would, but all right. Finishing up this foot with a little bit more ankle construction. And it's gonna go in there. Okay. More polycaps. Quite a lot. Polycaps with this guy. Oh. But yeah. With the Age-1 for the chest or the flat piece, still comes with the sticker. Oh yeah, yeah, it does have the sticker. That's true. This is just the it's just the MG Age-1 sticker sheet. So I mean, yeah, you do have that. That's true. Yeah, I was saying earlier, asking you guys how your weekend was. If you guys had a good weekend, I never followed up on that. See what y'all had to say, but that's not right. There we go. I had a fun weekend. Thanks for asking. Saturday was my wife's birthday, so we had just some friends over and had dinner and hung out. All the kids played, the adults played, and yesterday, Sunday, I woke up in the morning and had the bright idea to make a lemonade stand with the kids. So I did that. Made a lemonade stand, and like actually made one by grabbing a couple of pallets here from work and taking them home and like prying the nails and the pallets apart, which was a lot harder than I expected it to be. But pulled everything apart and rebuilt that as a lemonade stand for them. Painted it and everything, and they made the lemonade and sold some lemonade in our neighborhood, basically just to a few neighbors. And we didn't actually make enough lemonade. It was sold out quite quickly, but everybody had a fun time. The kids made a few dollars, so it was good. It was fun. It was ultimately like a lot of work, but they can use that again later. So it was good. It was tough, like, so we had gone out and like we had got the stuff like the lemons. We didn't have like the proper sugar for it either, so like we went out and we got lemons, sugar. I had to grab the pallets from here, and then got everything home and like got out the pallets and started to get to work to actually, after helping them get started on making the lemonade, then like while they were finishing up the lemonade, I went out to get to work on pulling the wood apart on the pallets and putting that together. And like I was immediately realizing that like, oh, this is gonna be a lot harder than I was expecting. So I was starting to like try to pull apart the wood, and it was just not working out. So that was tough. I was suddenly worried, like, oh no, this idea is not gonna work if I can't get this wood apart. But fortunately, oh no. Huh? I called on my neighbor for help and basically just borrowed a second hammer and was able to kind of do it by using two hammers instead of just the one. You! Hey, Adam. You come here? Yes. I'm live streaming, but Chris asked me to ask you if you got his last message about the kids. Something.
Facebook message doesn't. I don't have it notify me. Yes, and
I mean,
should have. I'll
you can just. I think he's still watching live, but I mean, you can probably just message him. Interesting. Got it? All right. There you go, Chris. How different would you approach Gunpla if it wasn't your job? Would you build and buy this many kits? Well, I probably certainly would not build and buy this like the same amount. Of course not. But as far as like the type of kits that I choose to build, and or especially like paint or anything like that, wouldn't really be any different, I don't think. I mean, I can't blame people for maybe having the assumption that like I specifically tailor what I build and paint and show to you guys like here on my channel. Like I specifically tailor that like just like with sales in mind. I mean, like to a degree, yes, but I mean like probably not like as much maybe as you might think. Like still there's the majority of it is like stuff that I'm just personally genuinely interested in. It's not like I'm like building and reviewing kits and like talking up kits, like how awesome and fun it is to work on this kit when like I don't actually really believe that kind of thing. That's not that's not a thing that I do. No, so probably not that different ultimately. Just yeah, less. All right, hang on. We got the main leg here, obviously, and I'm just gonna put on the full Glansa parts here, which is just some additional armor and additional armor for the front, back, left, and right side, and then this part here for the knee, which has this little part that pops out there with this little missile in there. Kind of a single little missile. Interesting. There's another, man, I missed a lot of nubs on this. I don't know what I was doing at the time. I was not paying attention though, apparently. I think I was in a hurry, but ultimately I had this like all prepped, ready to live build like 2 weeks ago. I'm only just now getting to it, so I was in a big hurry to get it all prepped, and then I just kind of let it sit here for a little while because I just had other stuff I wanted to work on. All right, this is uncanny. I just ordered a full Glansa myself. Looking forward to it. There you go. You should be looking forward to it. It's a cool kit. Jiku, good evening. It's not quite evening here yet, but it's getting to be. Got to look over each unit critically to determine how much extra work the person has to do from what didn't come in the box. Yeah. Let's see. I think you guys are talking a little bit more about something. I missed the first part of that conversation, so sorry. I won't try to chime in the middle of that, but you guys were already talking about something there. All right. So this is the parts for the waist and the weapons. I just kind of all threw together just because with all the parts for this kit, I had to kind of combine some parts of it that I would normally keep. I would normally keep like the waist parts separate from the weapons parts, but just because it's running out of space here in the box, I had to find a new place to put some of the bits here. So actually not all the weapons, just the shield. Yeah, because the rifle parts are somewhere else, I think. Anyway, all right, skirt section first. Let's do it. Yeah, we're gonna need not that part, but let's see. Oh yeah, the rifle parts are here, aren't they? Yeah, they're just a little bit different looking. Try to move those over there out of the way so I'm not getting any more confusion than I have to. So this one is the part that I was looking for. Well, at first I thought it was not. Yeah, I forgot how like funky the skirt parts are for this kit. Here we go. Oh no, that's not right. Hang on. Doesn't look right. Yes, it is. Okay. It is the right part, but it was not the right way to put it on. Let's see. Oh, okay. An expedition has been completed. Let's see. Nearly finished with the 7-Eleven strike, painted it, panel lines, and now just need some stickers, matte coat, and putting it together. Jiku, the 7-Eleven strike, is that the HG, or I know there's also a PG of that too, I believe, isn't there? Or is there just a PG of the unicorn? There was a PG unicorn too, wasn't there? 7-Eleven kit. Anyway. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I think the only 7-Eleven kit that I've had was the... I think maybe I've had two. I had that gold Barbatos kit, didn't I? A long time ago. And then also the 7-Eleven ARC-782. I think that was based off of the it was the G30th version of the Gundam ARC-782 kit, and then it had like the sign it could hold up with like the 7-Eleven sign on it. Entry grade kit. Oh, okay, entry grade. Nice. As far as I know, only PG 7-Eleven is a PG Astray. Wasn't there a PG Unicorn 7-Eleven kit as well? I do remember the Astray, I think, now that you mentioned that. I remember it being like, it was like a weird, like sparkly green. So maybe it was the PG Astray, and I'm just remembering it as the Unicorn just because of how sparkly it was. I don't know. But I thought there was a Unicorn, and it like glowed in the dark or something too, wasn't it? Now I'm feeling like pretty sure that I remember this sparkly glow in the dark 7-Eleven Unicorn kit, but I don't know, I could be completely wrong. There is absolutely a 7-Eleven PG Unicorn. See, Ted knows what I'm talking about. I thought there was. Let's see. All right. Yeah, I gotta say, not as much as I am a fan of this kit generally, I will say it is kind of a pain to put together at some points. Okay. Just because it's so different, it takes too much brain power. I mean, it's too different from the normal build. Let's see. 7-Eleven Unicorn. Yeah, PG. The PG Unicorn. Oh, that thing is a brick. And not a lot of posing options. Oh yeah, the PG Unicorn is absolutely a brick. Yes, for sure. Now, I'm just wondering, okay, here's this piece that I was looking for, which, okay. Skirt armor. It's this one, and I guess one thing that would probably make this part of the construction a little bit easier is not doing what I do and cutting out all the parts at the same time, but hey, it's just the way that this all goes together is just so odd compared to a standard master grade build. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being different though. And it's getting easier as we get rid of some of these parts. So there's those sections. All right, then PC 10 and 11. What kit are you excited from the Seed Freedom lineup? Probably most excited for those Mandalorian-looking mobile suits. So they look kind of unique, cool. They have a cool, like, mean look to them, right? So those will probably be the most interesting. What's that big thing called? The big red one? Can't remember what it's called at the moment. Was that, or no, that's not from the I'm getting it confused. What's from the Metaverse line and what's from the new Seed one? But I think that big red one I'm thinking of is actually from the new Metaverse series, and not from the new Seed series. Anyway, that'll be interesting. Yeah, we'll see. How the Sentai SK, yeah, sort of, right? I missed a step here. Hang on. Let's take it back a moment. Pop these on. Pop this on. Put this part onto here. Oi. There we go. For the back. These parts here. All right. Wait a minute. Okay. Then attach the rest of these skirt parts that connects onto there. Yeah, it's very different. The design of a lot of aspects of this design, like model kit wise. Side skirts are another story that I guess we're gonna do later. I'm just gonna go ahead and see if I can't put those on there right now. The Black Knight Squad, yes. Where are those side skirts? Okay. A couple of weird little bits here. Beam saber handles, and there we go. There's one. All right. Okay. Seeing what's going on in the chat. Yeah. As far as any other new kits that I'm looking forward to from the new Seed series, I don't know what else is coming out. Oh, might regret this, but let's see. All right, I'm going to go back. Well, let's might as well build the rifle parts while I'm right here. So it goes like that. The Gelgoog Menace looks cool. My initial thought, Milky, about the Gelgoog, when I first saw it, I thought that looks pretty cool. Like, the more I look at it, I don't know, I'm not as into the design because it doesn't. It looks almost sort of like more like some other different. Doesn't really look like a Gelgoog, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Looks like something else. I'm not exactly sure what, but I kind of wish, I guess, that it looked a little bit more like a Gelgoog. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at it, but that's kind of what I was thinking as far as I can remember. But I haven't really gone back and looked at that stuff too much. since the announcement, really. Let's see. All right. Oh, that's actually okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Where is it? There we go. Okay. Got a little sticker for that too. I may, well, let's go throw the sticker on here. The clear part is clear orange, but the sticker is like this blue-green. Kind of interesting. Not really sure what the correct color is supposed to be. For that being the designer color version, I guess we can look at the art, although it doesn't say on here. I don't know. Okay, anyway. Where's my MG core Gundam? That would be cool. Did you ever finish your Marcosius custom, Jesse? Actually, Jesse, by popular demand, I just took it out of the drawer earlier, like at the beginning of the stream, and I will be going back and working on that to try to finish it up. It's basically done, as far as I can remember, but I do need to go back and work on some of the finishing touches on that so that I can actually finish that up. But yeah, it is something that I will be going back to work on some more. But there's a number of other projects in the works, so you know how it goes on that stuff. Are you going to get the RG XN riser? Probably not. I enjoyed the MG a lot. I had a lot of fun working on that kit and painting it and everything. But I think if I really wanted to build another XN riser, I would just get another of the MG. I think I would just prefer that than more so than the RG. So just probably gonna pass on that. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Uh-huh. But yep. So should I leave that part like that? It's gonna look kind of weird having like one of the cameras in orange and one in green, but I kind of want to leave that like that because it's kind of interesting being in a different color. And also, let's see. That you can like see through it. This camera here on the side, actually the clear part goes all the way through the front and back, so you actually get a lot more light. Whereas like with the other camera, just put the sticker on there because it's just dark inside there, so you don't actually get any, it doesn't light up at all. You don't get any of that illumination in there. So all right, shield, pretty straightforward here. Probably should cut some of these pegs just to make my life easier later than when I'm ever disassembling this, but YOLO. Ain't nobody got time for that. Let's see. All right. That's it for the shield and the rifle. Okay. And the full Glansa skirt parts then. Here. So for the front skirt, I lift this up and attach this part onto here. Well, not really so much attach as just kind of rest it there as you put together the pieces kind of around it. Wait. Huh? Wait a minute. There we go. certainly getting a little bulked out there with those front skirts. I just wanted to double check, make sure I didn't put the wrong parts on there, like the extra armor on the front and back skirts on the right way. But okay, that is correct. Let's do the back skirts here real quick. Let's see. You need 26 regular MG F90s. Then you need all the mission packs that come in pairs at a time, which is 13 of those packs. And then you have space for 26. Hey, I'm sure there's mad lads out there that are planning on having a full collection of all the F90 units that are all P-Bandai. And hey, to their credit, it's gonna look like it's gonna be a cool display when it's done, but man, it's just not something I'm interested in attempting. Some of those units are well goofy, but I mean that's kind of part of the charm of them, isn't it? The extra silly designs. Quite much more substantial back skirts that we have going on here now with this one. All right, so before doing the other arm and leg, I want to just kind of do some more of like the full Glansa parts to make sure that we have enough time to show you guys some more of that. So let me kind of set this over here to the side for the moment. And I think this is gonna be these parts here. Parts like for the backpack, basically. And like the big old cannons. The Zaful, the launcher. Right? I think so. Yeah. Anyway. And there's a handful of parts too that didn't even fit in there. I just have them set off to the side here. Big old pieces. Okay. So let's do this first. But with the, let's see, they kind of have an F90 display like that at the Diver City Gundam base right now. Brought a tear to my eye. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. I mean, I would be fine with not having to have it in my own personal collection, but just enjoying it from afar, kind of, right? Just seeing it at a Gundam base or something would be cool. That'd be enough for me. Yeah. Oh yeah, some of the mission packs don't come in pairs, Stephen pointed out. So there's more than 13 of those. Can't forget the Unit 2 and the F92. Mars Xeon doesn't have a mission pack hard points. So yeah. Yeah, that's true, right. They don't all come in pairs of 2. That's right. I need to get out some more of these parts here actually, because it looks like I mixed them up a bit. Don't want to do that. Where are they? These parts, what I'm looking for. Okay, we need to make 2 of these with this part going like that. Like that, and then those go on there. Wow, check that out. Pretty crazy. It's all about the launcher packs. One for missiles and the other for energy weapons. I mean, it is a lot. So, all right. Now let's see. That's XC1, which means that's a gray part. It means it's probably still in here. No. There it is. Nice. That goes on the front of here, and then let's see. But wait, there's more. This is all parts for the backpack now, mind you. So there's quite a lot, and a lot of big parts, but we need this kind of like a V-shaped looking one here. It's a gray piece. It's not any of those. Oh, there. It's not a gray piece. It's a red piece. How'd that work? Okay. That goes on there like that. And wing parts go on here. All right. Wait. Okay. And then this big part over the top. And over the bottom. Yeah, a lot of stuff to connect. You're trying to connect these two huge pieces around the middle section there. That's that. This backpack is going to be heavy. Woo! What? Love the Age FX, but the pilot. Oh, yeah, I've not seen the series. Sorry to say, but I'm not one of those that's like against seeing this series. Like, man, I'd never watch that. It's dumb. No. Just haven't ever had the time, or haven't ever taken the time, I guess. But yeah, initially, like when it was first coming out, of course, I was like many of us at the time, thinking like that doesn't look very good. And you know, I've heard from enough people over time. You know, like whether I heard from people that it was good or not, I mean, I would just genuinely be interested in just checking out for myself anyway. Because I mean, just because people say a particular series is good or not, I mean, it's still Gundam at the end of the day, and I'm still a fan, regardless of what people say one way or the other. I would still just be curious to just check it out for myself. But yeah, just haven't had the chance. We got these. Then, oh, okay, that goes up into here. Seems like it's going to be a little easier said than done. Yeah, up into there, and then into there, like that one. Okay, wasn't that difficult. This goes like this. Trust me, do not watch it. It is horrible. In the last act, Austin said. Oh, okay. Well, if you say so, then I guess I can't argue with that. What Gundam series are you watching right now? None. I don't watch. I'm not watching anything at the moment. Yeah, like Gundam or anime or otherwise. I just have not been watching anything lately. Okay, there's that. All right, that's it for that, right? Okay, yes, for now. Still a lot more to put together here. Let's see. Yeah, there was a couple of different series that I was watching with my wife before she. Let's see again. Before she left the country to have surgery. She's back now, as I said. But yeah, we need to get back to finish watching a couple of the different series that we were watching. One of the series that we were in the middle of watching before she left was one of them was DP. It's a Korean Netflix series. It's very good. I highly recommend it to you guys. It's not like not at all like a typical Korean drama. So like if you're a fan of like K-dramas, it's not that, but it's just a really good series on Netflix. The first season came out like a couple of years ago, and they just like after kind of a long wait, feels like, came out with a second season of that. Yeah, we need to finish watching that. We also need to finish watching I don't want to do anything. It's like the English translation of it. I've talked about this before, so if you guys are like thinking, like if you have watched live streams over the past couple months and thinking like, wait, this sounds familiar, it's because I've talked about both of these series before and watching them and recommending them for you guys, but yeah, I've just not actually finished watching them yet. It's got this big old missile, gigantic missile, which goes into here and closes up, which these bits kind of look like they're meant to be like claws, but it's actually just doors that open up and there's just gigantic missile inside. But those will plug into... Man, what the... I swear, like sometimes when I'm doing a build, I'll come across like a couple, like one or two maybe, nubs that I missed, but man, like found like 8 so far on this one. I don't know, a lot. I must have been really speeding through the cleanup process on this one. There we go. Turn A was so overly philosophical for what it is. I mean, I love Turn A just because it's like so different, right? It's like an anime series first before it's a Gundam series, if that makes sense. Oh, where do these parts go? Oh, over here. Different parts for this. Okay, it's all ×2, right? Okay. So we got this guy. Here. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. What? Another nub? Man. I don't know what to tell you guys. Something was going on that day. And now where's these parts? Oh, it's right here. I was looking for like a gray piece and it's not gray. But what? Okay. It's on there. Man, what is this funky construction here for this part? All right. It's really strange. Many blessings for your week, everyone. Stay fly. Thank you. We will stay fly. All right. How do you guys like the Star Build Strike? That's the Star Build Strike is that one that came out a while back, right? Okay, let's see. That goes on there. Wait, like that. This here. Okay, I'm anxious to see what this is going to do because it looks like it does something. Like these parts like open up like that. Okay, that's really about it. When you kind of slide these out, these parts kind of expand out like that. Okay, that's an option piece, right? So once again, and yeah, we won't get to finishing the build today, but it's just the other arm and other leg. So I think you guys can kind of see how that's going to go. But the backpack, this is just going to attach straight on top of there like that. Interestingly enough, my concern for this at the moment is that it looks like these parts, especially these parts here on the backpack, are going to be very heavy, and they're just attached via this ball joint, so you can see they're not staying in the right position. Now, I have the kit sideways, so like normally you would have it up and down like this, so most of the weight is going to be kind of down in a way that makes sense. But if you're wanting to have this like rotated out to the front, you're definitely gonna have to rely on this handle, which we have here. There's a little pop out handle there on that part, which you're definitely gonna need in order to launch this guy. But it's pretty cool how like when you open this up, this middle part kind of extends out a little bit. Let me show ya without messing it up too much. Right here, when you open these up, that middle part extends out slightly, sort of like an alien, like a xenomorph mandible. Goes a little boop, pops out there a little bit. And let's see, I'm just gonna put that to the side. You can swap those parts out here for this part on the backpack instead. And this is what I was just kind of playing with a second ago. This also does the same kind of thing. I'm gonna slide that out, and these parts kind of expand out a little bit like that. Anyway, so pretty cool. Yeah, I like it. Be thankful that it comes with the Rinashita action base. Yeah, it does come with an action base 13 in here, which is always appreciated. As Mercenary says, the Rinashita action base, because it was the action base that was first included with the Phoenicia Rinashita, which actually, if you guys are looking for one, that kit did just recently get reprinted. I'm not sure if we have any still in stock now at the moment, but I know we did recently get some of the Phoenicia Rinashita here at USA Gundam. So if you guys are wanting to pick up that kit, if you just want to pick it up just for the action base alone, I wouldn't blame you. But yeah, we got that in recently, so I was like, oh, interesting. I'm fortunate enough to have the Rinashita Alba, which is a really, really cool kit. I definitely, between the two, it's my preferred version, but either way, it's a cool kit. Speaking of the action base, I'm just going to go ahead and put this together here real quick, just before we wrap up the stream here for today. So any other questions specifically related to this build? Anybody have any other questions about the build so far? And it's a P-Bandai kit, so generally I think there's kind of less of that, people being like specifically interested in certain aspects of the build compared to others. Steven, do you ship to Canada? If you're like, you're not talking about like me personally, you're talking about like USA Gundam Store, ship to Canada? Yes. Yes, we do. Okay. Yeah, and see if you're wanting to pick up that kit, yeah, I'm not sure if it's still in stock or not, but yeah, the Alba. What do you guys think? You guys also, do you prefer the original Fenicia Renishita, the green one, or do you like me prefer the Alba? It was very interesting to me when I built and reviewed that kit, how many comments I saw from people saying that they really preferred that version, but were lamenting the fact that they missed the pre-order or whatever, or just like didn't pre-order it when it first came out. And so they were sad. I was surprised to see, like, you can like generally you can see comments like that on releases, especially P-Bandai releases, but there was quite a lot. I remember seeing quite a lot of comments from people about missing that kit. And I think it still hasn't ever gotten a reprint since its original release, the Alba. Has it? Will you ever do the 148 RX-78s? No, I don't think so. Big Red. No. I can enjoy the mega size kits. I really like the mega size kits, but I'm not really that interested in ever getting anything larger than that, I don't think. It's just not worth it for me. Like, that would be something that would be like really cool to have from like a collector's standpoint, which, although I do have quite the collection, I'm really more interested in like the actual modeling, more so than like collecting kits. You know what I mean? So why am I zoomed in? Have I been zoomed in the whole time? Sorry about that, guys. How did I not notice that? Okay. Yeah, so there's the action base. Yeah, the action base 13, which is in gray. Typically it's in black. I'm sure it's not the first time it's been in gray, but it originally came in black, and it has usually been in black every other time that I've seen it, I feel like, but this time in gray, interestingly enough. So that's where I'm gonna have to end the build for today. We do also have this extra like little kickstand part there for the back, sort of similar to the MG Hainu Verka. Had like a clear version of this, sort of one that helped to stand on the back, just because for standing it's going to be very back heavy here. But these actually, if you have these attachments on here, they sort of kind of acts like a third and fourth leg there at the back, kind of. But anyway, yeah, really cool. Calling me spam call. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, the added armor on there does look really cool. Like I said, I think I'm gonna prefer this ultimately once it's kind of in a bit more of like kind of a uniform color scheme, sort of like the full armor Gundam's color scheme or something like that, right? Because you have like a lot of colors going on in there with like the original colors and then the like full Glansa parts, like adding more colors to that. I like how the red on the main mobile suit does match with the red on the backpack on the full Glansa parts, but yeah, I think changing up or adjusting the color scheme a little bit would be my personal preference for this one. But cool build. Anyway, I'm glad they made it. It's cool. I'm always glad to see more love for the MG Age kits because they are really nice. As you kind of saw in the live build today, there was a couple of parts where it was like frustrating me a little bit, but that's just because more unique like kits that are a bit more unique in their construction are more difficult to do live with you guys, because I'm trying to talk and like think about that while also I need to like kind of, if it's a very unique and very different build than normal, then I kind of like need to focus a bit more on it, so it's harder to multitask basically. But anyway, cool build. All right, so let's see, we have now less than 2 weeks, right? Less than 2 weeks before the end of the contest. Yes. Less than 10 days, actually. 9 days. A week and a half left for the contest. So if you guys are working on your contest entries, hopefully you're able to get them done. I have gotten in so far a handful of finished entries so far, but it's usually like in the last week is when they kind of all flood in. So just make sure if you're working on entry for that contest, the Universal Century versus Alternate Universe contest, make sure that you have your entry in by the 13th. People will ask me like, what time zone? If you're like really down to the wire, I usually try to give 8, 10, 12 hours kind of leeway, just because I know people are in different time zones all over and it can be confusing. And so as long as it's still the 13th for you, wherever your time zone is when you send in the email, then you should be fine. So don't worry too much about the time zone. Hopefully you can finish before like the last minute and you don't have to worry about that at all, but wish you guys luck getting your contest entries done and submitted, and looking forward to what everybody's working on. And also looking forward to the next contest too. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I want to, take the proper time to enjoy this contest, but there's some pretty cool stuff coming up for the next contest too. So I'll surely let you guys know about that later on. For the time being, thanks for checking out the live build here with me today. It's Monday, isn't it? Wow, it's kind of crazy. I don't know why it like feels like a Thursday or Friday or something already. It's just Monday. But anyway, I got a lot to do this week, so I'll be very busy. I will probably have another live build for you guys, with you guys, later on this week. I don't know exactly what it will be yet, but I'll certainly let you all know. For now, yeah, thanks for hanging out today, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.